All right, well, good evening. We're going to try to do a little editing here. I'm going to try to step you through the process of what I've been doing so far, just to kind of get you started. But of course, you'll be able to develop what works best for you and your setup. But here we go. So I've already plugged in the hard drive. This is the hard drive that we capture or archive the messages from Sunday on. So the CCM hard drive. I plugged it into my machine. I'm actually going to locate it. It is called the Seagate. Right here, Seagate Backup. And we're going to navigate to a folder called CCM underscore MSG underscore Seagate. CCM message Seagate. All right, go to there. We've put the messages in folders. So we got 2017. I think I'm not sure if we. Well, these are archives from the Mac. So the Mac has all the messages, but it's running out of space. So we started archiving some here. So that's why you have 2017, and we haven't copied over 2018 yet. But 2019 is what we're going to be editing in tonight, and of course we're recording and saving 2020. Also, there's some other folders in here, but we'll talk about those at another time. All right, so we're going to go into the 2020 folder. Here you can see all the months of the 2019 folder. You can see all the months of 2019, and I broke out the New Year's service. And normally, when we're doing these edits, we get a edit sheet or a cut sheet from Pastor. Normally, I get it in my email or the AV email, but I've already just copied and pasted the information in the email to a Word document just so we can go over it today. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit on this. So you can see it was the email. So in here it says message from 12/15/19. So that's the date of the raw footage that we're going to use. The title, Are You Committed? Which is good information. It's going to start at the exhortation 12:50. Of course, that's this time, the service time code. And then this is an idea of what was said just briefly this morning, right? So a key phrase to zoom in on. We're going to end at 24:05. Another phrase, the harvest is on its way. Okay. And then that's going to be one video because when we record, and I'll show you in a moment, when we record, we normally do a separate file for the exhortation. We separate that from the message. So normally any praise team beginning of service stuff is on the exhortation file, and then we have a message file separately. So that's pretty much the message and close of service. So it sees right here on the second file, start at 53 seconds, phrase this morning, end at 29:17. Sometimes sometimes you need to check the house. All right, so we're going to make that happen. So we know it's 12/15/19. So I went to December folder, Sunday 12/15/19. That's good. So let me explain this a little bit. This is the edit cut sheet. I just pasted it into this folder from today. These are the raw messages. Okay, there's a problem with either the Mac or Wirecast, but something happened, and I don't know, maybe in October. I'm not sure when it started happening. But when you play back these files, they tend to they may be choppy or things may skip. I'm watching this one now. You can see the intro is a little bit choppy, but let's see if see that. So something is wrong in the recording process. I don't know what it is, but to remedy it, because you can't really edit this raw message very well because it's got drops and stutters and stuff in there. And so what I've been doing is I have to convert these files from this format to, it may be the same format, but I need to convert it anyway, and it seems to fix everything that might be working wrong. So I've been using Windows Movie Maker to do so, but this is on my new computer. I do not have Windows Movie Maker, and they don't support Windows Movie Maker anymore. So that brings a dilemma. I've been using my other computer that has Windows Movie Maker on it to convert the files. So these are raw. This first one is the praise and worship and the exhortation. I can see that, obviously you can see that as well. But if I go far enough, you see the exhortation. So, and then this file will end before or as the message begins. And normally I know which one is the message folder because I can say view extra large. Because if you look at that, normally the message always has the old intro on it. So easily you can see and say, okay, this is going to be a message. So what I'm saying is these two files need to be converted into still MPEG-4 or MP4 format, but they need to be run through some kind of post-processing in order to correct any errors or to better the codec. I don't really know exactly what the problem is, but I know I've had to do this for the last, or like I said, since October. So I've been using Windows Movie Maker, and I always make a folder called con for convert. And if I go into that, you'll see the converted versions of the same files. And these are actually the Movie Maker project files, which are, if you don't have the program on the computer, they're worthless because you can't open it up. But on my other computer, I can open up these files in case I need to re-export. Okay, so these are converted versions of the previous of these two files. And eventually these two files really just need to be deleted and just stick with the conversions to save space. All right, so we're going to open up Premiere. I will say, make note that in order for you to do this, I would suggest upgrading to the latest Adobe software. If you have access to the Creative Cloud subscription, see if you can transfer it to whatever computer is going to be used for this purpose. So I'm going to save my project or give a location for it. I'm going to do it on the Seagate. So I'm going to navigate back to the 2019 folder, December 2019, Sunday 12/15/19. And I'll even go into, I'll even go into the convert folder and select folder. Now I'm going to give it a name. Let me see. I can say, I don't really have a standard naming convention right now. So, but whatever, just preferably as long as you make it standard. So I said Sunday 12/15/19 edit. And we'll cancel that. I want to do that right now. Yes. All right. Doc audio. Oops. Excuse me for a moment. All right. Let's see here. Plug this back in. Let's see if I can get it to work. All right, so those are, if you're not familiar with this, this is just the audio preferences. Default input. Okay, so I was changing some things before I started doing this, so that's why this came up. But this is just your, it's audio hardware default input if you're recording into the computer, and default output if you're playing out of the computer speakers. Me, I'm playing out of some external speakers. So just hit OK. If I can get this cancel. Um, Let me stop this for a moment and make sure that this is capturing audio from the desktop presenter.